You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 162.1, our Central Indiana Sports Daily Report for Tuesday, January 28th, 2025.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report. We think you've made the right choice. Today is January 29th, 2025. It's a Wednesday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengel, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Madison Grant High School. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. Coming up, we have lots of girls basketball, a little bit of boys basketball and swimming, and some college basketball, and a quick look at Wednesday's highlights. But before we get to that, I'm going to ask you to please go like, subscribe, or follow us so you don't miss a single segment. We are on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report and it'll be easy to find. Pendleton Heights girls basketball team will be, at minimum, Hoosier Heritage champions after Tuesday's 74-13 thrashing of Shelbyville. The Arabians led 47-4 at the half and won their final 5 HHC contests and are now 16-6 on the year. Senior Casey Warfel scored 21 points and went over 2,000 points for her career, only the second Madison County player ever to do so, and she did it on an assist from her sister Aubrey. She's now 10 points from Jody Howell's all-time county record, but just 19 points ahead of Alexandria senior Jack Hosier. Sophomore Ada Hupfer finished with 16 points and 13 rebounds. She had 14 points and 8 boards at the half. And senior Emma Roberts had a career-high 14 points. Kokomo clinched a share of the NCC championship with a 60-32 win over Muncie Central. The Wildcats tie atop the North Central Conference standings at 4-1 with Lafayette Jeff. Kokomo's now 16-7, topping last year's 15-win season. Senior A.V. Pollard led the Wildcats with 18 points, and senior Michaela Drake had 4 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals in the win. Class 2A number 11 Sheridan clinched at least a share of the Hoosier Heartland Conference with a 54-29 win over Class A number 14 Clinton Central. The Blackhawks are now 19-1 and have won 17 games in a row, with 2 road games left, including the HHC clincher Friday at Taylor. Kinsey Garner led the Blackhawks with 17 points, and junior Carly Davison had 16 for the Bulldogs. Mrs. Sinowal will finish third in the CIC after beating Frankton 45-37 Tuesday. The Indians outscored Frankton 36-23 in the second half and finished their regular season 10-12. The Indians went 6-4 in January. 10-12, Frankton scored the game's first 15 points. Oak Hill won its 20th game of the season, 62-22 over Eastern. Freshman Gianna Beachy led Eastern with 12 points. Anderson Prep beat Hagerstown 48-40 to win a program record 14th game of the season. The Jets have won 4 straight and have 1 regular season game left at Randolph Southern before attempting to win the program's first sectional championship next week. Yorktown won its 15th game Tuesday, 57-55 over Greenfield Central. The 15 wins is the Tigers' most since 2021. Sophomore Olivia Conklin led the Tigers with 21 points, and Alexis Fields had 14 points and 8 rebounds. Hoosier East champion Western improved to 8-15 with a 57-49 win over Tri-Central. Elise Walden led the Panthers with 20 points and 12 rebounds, and Rihanna Bowman added 12 points and 8 boards. The Trojans are now 7-14 and close their regular season Friday at home against Delphi. LaPel continues to play really well. They beat 17-win Wapahani 38-31 on Tuesday to close its regular season at 15-8. The Bulldogs won 11 of their final 14 regular season games, with their only losses coming to Hoosier Heritage champion Pendleton Heights twice and Hoosier Heartland champion Sheridan. Monroe Central improved to 16-6 with a surprisingly easy win, 54-38 over Delta. Senior Sidney Patterson had 23 points and freshman Abe Irvin 19 for the Golden Bears. It was Maconaquah 58, Northwestern 50 in a Three Rivers Conference game in Northwestern's penultimate game of the regular season. Delaney Betzner led Maconaquah with 15 points. Northwestern's Berkeley Ray had a game-high 17 points. Shortridge beat Liberty Christian 62-45. Number 6 Noblesville won its 14th game in a row, 59-27 over Anderson. Future Indiana All-Star and Miami Redhawk Meredith Tipner finished with 23 points. Number 1 Hamilton Southeastern beat number 12 Pike 76-64. Carmel edged Cathedral 42-39. Westfield outscored Ben Davis 29-16 in the second half for a 44-31 win. Class A number 8 Central Catholic beat Lafayette Jeff 64-56. And McCutcheon beat rival West Lafayette 71-32. Lawrence North beat Fisher 67-60 in overtime. Zionsville beat Lebanon 62-27. Carroll got by Caston 42-40. Clinton Prairie picked up a 45-33 win over Frontier. Class A number 5 Tri-County beat Delphi 58-11. Northfield beat Peru 51-47 in overtime. Whitco got a 48-27 win over Lakeland Christian. And Lewis Cass beat Logansport 46-14. Jay County beat Heritage 57-29. Haley Schwederman led the Patriots with 17 points. And Class 2A number 13 Eastern Hancock beat Randolph Southern 57-35 to capture its third consecutive Mid-Eastern Conference title. The Royals have won 32 consecutive MEC contests. Sophomore star Kinsey Koch scored 24 points in the win. Just a little bit of boys basketball news from Tuesday. Delta blew past Blackford 63-42, ending the CIC leading Bruins winning streak at 4 games. Junior Lucas Bragg led the 11-3 Eagles with a career best 20 points, and senior Bronson Edwards added 10 for Delta. Delta had 19 assists as a team. Freshman Mari Leggett led Blackford with 17 points, and seniors Jacob Lease and Gage Baker and junior Mason Kitterman scored 15 apiece in the loss. At Daleville, Eastbrook closed on a 17-2 run and edged Daleville 56-52 to improve to 7-7 on the season. Junior Bodie Howell had a season-best 28 points in the win. Burris won its first game of the season by beating Southern Wells 49-40. The Owls stopped a 17-game losing streak going back to last February. In the Three Rivers Conference, Peru beat North Miami 75-53 and Rochester beat Caston 76-56 behind 48 points from senior Drew Bowers. That would be near or at a school record at most places, not at Rochester. Guy Barr scored 97 points for the Zebras against Bremen in 1908. Bowers came into the game averaging 13 points, and his previous career best was 23. 3A number 1 Guerin Catholic is 15-2 after beating up Cecina 60-23. Bryson Cardinal had 16 points in the win. 2A number 6 Manchester whipped Churubusco 69-34. Class A number 10 Clinton Prairie beat Speedway 71-45. West Lafayette got past North Montgomery 53-48. Only a couple of games locally Wednesday in boys basketball. 4A number 6 Lawrence North visits Julius Jeezy in the 3A number 5 New Pal Dragons in a good one. Lawrence North was preseason number 1 in 4A and is 12-3. The Dragons are 13-2. Class A number 9 Carroll plays 9-6 Delphi in a Hoosier Heartland Conference contest. Delphi just upset Sheridan in Delphi on Friday, so dangerous one for the 10-2 Cougars. To swimming, on Tuesday, Kokomo's boys beat Frankfort 108-63. Isaac Flamino won 4 events, and Bryce Broussard and Hayden Moore won 3 each. The Wildcats girls beat Frankfurt 92-40 behind four four-time winners, Aubrey Simmons, Morgan Rakestraw, Alyssa Frederick, and Milla Hawkins. Western swept rival Northwestern with a couple of fairly comfortable wins. The Panthers girls won 116-68, and the boys earned a 121-64 victory. Annalise Dixon, Autumn Harsh, and Charlie Brewer were four-time winners for Western. Northwestern's Taylor Schmidt broke the school record with a six-dive score of 300.22. Mechaniqua's girls beat Eastern 137-45. Ava Kantz won the 50 and 100 free for Eastern. Mechaniqua's boys beat the Comets 129-59 on Eastern Senior Night. Grant Kearns won the 50 free for the Comets. And Huntington North swept Marion 121-45 on the girls' side and 113-53 on the boys. In college basketball, Ball State took a bad home loss to a 5-win Western Michigan team, 74-71 at Worthen Arena on Tuesday. The Cardinals are now 9-11 and have lost 4 of their last 5. Former Winchester star Peyton Sparks had a great performance with 19 points and 17 rebounds. He was 5 for 6 from the field, 9 for 13 from the free throw line, and had 9 offensive rebounds. Javon Hanna and Marky Strickland finished with 17 points apiece for Western Michigan. Kokomo's Flory Badunga had his second college double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds in Kansas's 91-87 win over Central Florida. He also had 5 block shots, 2 assists, and 2 steals in the win. 19th ranked Taylor Baseball beat Nelson, Arizona 11-7 in 13 innings on Chase Long's base clearing triple in the 13th inning. Connor Miller got the win on the mound. The Pacers returned for their first game stateside after splitting a pair of games with the Spurs in Paris. Indiana is 25-20 and in 5th place in the Eastern Conference. They host 23-23 Detroit, who they beat 111-100 on January 16th. Indiana is 2-1 against Detroit this season. It's the final regular season game between the rivals this year. Coming up on Wednesday in local college basketball, Indiana Wesleyan is at a women's-men's doubleheader at 5:30 and 7:30. Anderson's women host Earlham, and the Raven men go to Earlham, and Taylor's men go to Mount Vernon, Nazarene, and Ohio. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for listening. Please tell a friend about the Central Indiana Sports Report. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.